What up, what up, what up?
What's good? What's good, sports world? Y'all know what time it is, man. It's time to get the fire started in a monstrous way. M&T live at the Apollo, right here at the Apollo Media Center. We are ready to give you sports like no other. Thank you, Link, for the phenomenal introduction, by the way. Link in the building, y'all, man. Y'all give him a round of applause. What's like the hearts in the air if you on YouTube, Facebook? Nevertheless, give him some round of applause for that great introduction. My guy, Joe Monster McDowell, what's good, man?
Feeling great, Torch. Feeling great. Gonna puff the chest out a little bit after week one. Put some naysayers to bed. All the haters talking all that smack, all that yakety yak. Don't talk back. You already know what it is.
Man, listen, let me ask you, Link, how did you feel just a part of, Thursday's game? Just tell me a little bit of how you felt. Were you shocked?
Honestly, as soon as it got to 24-10, I'm like, this game is just about wrapped up. I really did expect more from the Rams, Matthew Stafford he was like, okay, here's the ball, Bills.
Yeah, my fantasy team didn't appreciate that. Thanks, Matt Stafford.
So I really did expect more, but some plays, we also messed up a little bit, a couple mistakes here and there. But we did walk away with that blowout W.
Absolutely. Now, by the way, I want y'all to like and share if you're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, the whole 9 yards. We are on right now. We're at the Apollo Media Center in the heart of the city on television live, M&T live at the Apollo. And with that being said, I would be amiss if I did not start the show off like this.
I do.
Thursday had a show. Thursday had a bringing the NFL season show to fruition, and there was some things that was said. Now, love rides up family. Do not get it twisted. This is all in love. But I gotta play some clips for you guys. And I'll be playing them again on Sunday as well, because, there was a lot of things being said. And I think this is going to be an all-out, all-year rivalry in sports talk. We're going to have a whole lot of fun with this. But nevertheless,
I sat in that chat all show and was bewildered, and the Bills were made fun of, and I was called a lovable loser, just like the Bills. And yeah, well, Go ahead, George.
I want to make sure that I kick this first segment off right off the jump. It's called Bits and Pieces.
Bits and Pieces.
Bits and Pieces.
Real quick, Bills defense, Rams defense. Who we taking in a whole in a session? Rams. Good Rams. I'm taking Bills defense tonight. I think y'all's cornerbacks are about to get crucified tonight. Those cornerbacks are about to be. Y'all are gonna be standing up there yelling at the TV tonight when you see Cooper Kupp, and Allen Robinson. They're gonna pick on those kids. I almost feel bad for them kids. Yeah, you got good safeties, but bump and run coverage. Whoa. Understand? When the Bills lose, don't disappear. I need you to ride up in here. Right here. Don't disappear. Don't go jumping on 20 tables and going to hide and can't find you like Osama bin Laden or Carmen Sandiego. I need you right here. Understand? When the Bills lose, number one.
Well.
Number one.
Okay, first of all,
I want to hear all the excuses. Oh, nobody gave us a chance. We shouldn't have. It was a special night for them. They were raising the banner. The refs cheated us. COVID. We got some of our players got monkeypox. All the excuses. I need you right here, and I want to hear all the excuses. Oh, nobody.
And we right here.
Somebody said Rams by 14 tonight. I think it's gonna be I think it's going to be big Rams. Matthew Stafford shows his ass tonight. And Josh Allen, they're coming for you, but it's different when you go from the hunter to the hunted. Big Rams. Matthew Stafford shows his ass tonight. And Josh Allen, you got to beat the man. Y'all want respect? Go to LA and go beat the Rams. Circle the wagons, baby. Circle the wagons. With that being said,
A lot of people with a lot of shit on their face right now, Torch.
nobody respects us. They don't give Buffalo, they don't give us our respect. So I was like, go to LA and go beat the Rams. Circle the wagons, baby. Circle the wagons. With that being said, nobody gives us a chance. Nobody respects us. They don't give Buffalo, they don't give us our respect. So how's that going?
How you feeling out there? Where are you, Marcus Betts? Where are you, buddy?
All right.
Because the
And-
only corners that got cooked is Jalen Ramsey
All right.
7 times.
In respect, that was a whole lot of fun. Anyway, nevertheless, Buffalo 31, Rams 10. Listen, nobody had the Rams getting only 10 points in this game. Nobody had the Rams getting 10 points. Did you?
Nope.
Did you?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. I mean, I had the Rams scoring 31 points, so I was wrong. All right. I said 34-31 Bills. You heard the predictions. Nevertheless, make sure you like and share because we are talking week 1. Bills, Rams, Bills going to LA. Like Marcus said, you want respect.
We took it. We took it, Marcus. We walked in there like I said we would. We punched him in the mouth like I said we would, and we left with the dub. Now, lovable losers or what have you. At least my team's in the Super Bowl conversation. Like you spend the time talking about my team because they in Super Bowl contention, but ain't nobody talking about the other team that he roots for, his team.
Now, let me preface it this and be very honest. This is going to be a phenomenal year, fun-filled football, et cetera, sports talk this year. Now, we won week 1. The Bills got week 1, and I was able to play that clip. But when the tables turn,
Right?
and like Marcus said, we need to be right here, right? And we're going to make sure we do that all year long in fun. Shout out to the Marcus Alphabets. Shout out to the Alphabets Football Talk Show. Phenomenal show yesterday. My feed cut out on the show, but phenomenal show nevertheless. We're going to be correlating all year. So, Buffalo Bills, though. The Bills.
Hold on, I got one question for both of y'all. What are your thoughts on that Josh Allen stiff arm?
What was your final score prediction?
I think my score was 38-17.
Bills?
Yep.
38-17.
I think it was 38-17.
Interesting. Yeah.
38-17. You're not going to stop the offense. They showed it in the preseason, the one little drive they got. They're going to pick up right where they left off. The offense was not the problem. But everybody that we brought back on defense and the addition of Von Miller, like, it's insane. It's insane how good our defense played in that game. The pass rush was phenomenal. The run defense was phenomenal. And for those naysayers out there, Von Miller's not going to be the same without Aaron Donald. No, Aaron Donald's not going to be the same without Von Miller. Okay? Aaron Donald didn't make Von Miller successful. Von Miller made Aaron Donald successful. All right? It is what it is. It is what it is.
And in that game, let's not forget that Von Miller had 2 sacks and Aaron Donald only had 1, and then the rest of the game we shut down Aaron Donald. Josh Allen scrambled and Aaron Donald couldn't catch him. So if you don't have a scrambler like Josh Allen facing Aaron Donald might get a couple sacks, but
Well, the problem was that our receivers were so open, Josh only had to take a 3-step drop, and that ball was out. By the time Aaron Donald engaged in his block, that ball was out.
because Josh Allen knows that Aaron Donald's a really, really good pass rusher. So he wants to throw him quick passes, and then he's gonna He just wants some quick passes because Aaron Donald's going to get there like that.
We watched Tom Brady for 20 years. Now Tom Brady's on the downside. Guess who's next to take that throne for the next 20 years? That's right. You're looking at the best quarterback in the NFL for the next 2 decades.
Yes.
And he's right here in Buffalo, Torch. He's right here in Buffalo. Fantastic game. It was every facet. You've seen it if you follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Me and Link do live feeds during the game that we're watching. And it was just, even with 4 turnovers, Torch, 4 turnovers, it didn't matter. That game was not as close as that score indicated. We should have beat them by 50. They had nothing for us. Yeah, Cooper Kupp got his yards. Thank you. Needed that in fantasy. Matt Stafford couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything. All right. Our cornerbacks, our secondary showed up. They couldn't do anything against us. A complete and total game effort. All right. So if you don't see us now or you don't respect the Buffalo Bills now, I don't know what to tell you. All right. Because 99% of your teams out there, the Rams would kick your ass. Not the Bills. We went into their house, went into their fridge, took their shit, and then we left.
And, you know, like the phrase, to be the champs, you got to beat the champs.
Right.
And we beat the champs.
All right, step 1 done.
Like,
We got to do it again in February.
So,
All right, so to break the game down, let's talk about some things. First and foremost, Josh Allen was 26 of 31, 297, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 sacks. He was sacked twice, but his quarterback rating was 89.9. All right, let's stop there and start right there by talking about Josh Allen's game. Is it phenomenal, solid, really, really good? Where do you put this on? What level did you put his performance?
Phenomenal. First interception wasn't his fault. All right. Second interception, he tried to squeeze that into the window. He was making ridiculous throws all game, just into these small-ass windows. But you see the confidence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You see him command the offense. You see him take that ball, and he's not worried about what he's going to do next. He's not scared. He's not thinking about scrambling first. He's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? He's comfortable. He's confident, and he knows what he's doing. And it's just going to continue to grow as we win and as we beat these teams. So Josh is just, you've seen the progression from when we drafted him to now, the way the national media is talking, the way everybody's talking about him. It's like, dude, this guy is a hybrid. Like, he is the new NFL quarterback standard. Like, he's got the arm, he's got the legs, he's got the intelligence. Like, it's going to be crazy to see. And that's the first ass whipping we hand out here in this season, Torch.
So, speaking on Josh Allen, yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree that, he had a really good game. The first interception, Lil Dirty's got to keep the ball in his hands. Yeah. Preface it. The second interception, he did try to squeeze it in there, and Hill made a nice play on the ball, which that was the second interception. I will say this: I prefaced it purposely on the show Thursday that the battle was between Aaron Donald and Josh Allen. I was told that it was Josh Allen and Bobby Wagner. Well, I'll go by that logic. And I think we know who won that battle, especially at the goal line when it mattered too. Yeah. I think we know who won that battle, Josh Allen. Okay? Allen. And then I think we also know the battle between Aaron Donald and Josh Allen, which I said the reason why I wasn't too scared about Aaron Donald in this game is because we've seen him before. Remember when we seen him here in Buffalo? Aaron Donald obviously can only and barely can be contained, but it's what you do on the inverse of what he brings to the table. So if Aaron Donald brings that to the table, you have to come up with some type of game plan to alleviate that, or to, to alleviate that, what he's bringing. So Josh Allen, once again, mobile quarterback, can throw the ball, can get the ball out quickly, a 3-step drop. Every time you've seen any type of pressure in Josh Allen's face, Josh Allen was like, all right, man, I'm taking off. Bye.
Cool as a cucumber.
See ya. I'll just run for 10 yards. I'll run for 15 yards. I'll throw a slant to Diggs for 12, 13 yards. Fine, whatever. Go ahead, Lane.
And in my opinion, if Josh Allen doesn't win MVP this year, it's like I'll be very surprised because like Torch said, he has the legs, the arm, the intelligence.
We got to continue to win. He's got to continue to light it up. So I'll tell you right now, if it wasn't for John Madden passing, rest in peace, John Madden, Josh Allen would have been on the cover of Madden this year. Josh Allen would have been the cover.
So I know that all sounds good and everything about Josh Allen being on the cover, Josh Allen first game. I don't want us to be prisoners of the moment, but I do want to give respect where respect is due. All right, Josh Allen, 297 yards. People are like, well, he didn't have 300 yards. He didn't need 300 yards. He needed 297.
Right.
And mind you, they won by 21 points, 3 touchdowns. Nobody had the Bills as a 21-point favorite at all. Let's be clear. People were upset that the Bills were 3-point favorites.
Especially after 4 turnovers. You turn the ball over 4 times against the champions, and
you still
beat them by 3 touchdowns.
Beat them by 3 touchdowns. That's something to look at. I'm gonna be honest. Very, 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 very phenomenal defensive game, which we will talk about the defense coming up real soon. But let's get in. Go ahead, Link.
But that's not a really good debut for James Cook, because the first play, the first snap of his NFL career, he loses the ball.
So I'm glad that you bring up James Cook, because we're going to get to the running game right now. We're breaking down this running game. Josh Allen, obviously, once again, was the leader in rushing, 10 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown run where he went right up against Bobby Wagner. And we knew how that ended.
It's vintage Josh.
Right. Absolutely. Devin Singletary, 8 carries, 48 yards, 6 yards a clip. Now, here's the thing I will say. Once again, here's Devin Singletary with the 6 yards a clip thing. But we all know he is not a workhorse back. All right. He's not a workhorse back. He is a utility guy. They will use 2-3 running backs this year. And if Josh is one of them, Josh is one of them. Do I wish and hope that he doesn't carry the ball 10 times? Sure. Yes. Absolutely. Sure. But once again, they were going up against the Super Bowl champion LA Rams. So running the ball 10 times, I'm not too upset about that. Okay. I think that'll change as the season goes and he plays teams with lesser of value. You won't have to see Josh take off so much. So don't worry about those 10 runs that he had. All right. Zach Moss, 15 yards, fumbled the ball. Another one who fumbled the ball Thursday. Got to take care of the ball. So 2 running backs fumbled the ball. Cook and Moss both fumbled the ball. Do we think that they can get that together, or is that going to be a problem all season?
I don't think it's going to be a problem for Singletary. Singletary's got good hands. I don't think it's going to be a problem for Singletary. Moss, I don't know. Moss has coughed it up a couple times. Cook, we don't know a big enough sample size to say whether it was just a fluke that had happened on his very first carry or if it's something he's going to habitually do. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't worry about it too much. But the thing with Singletary is you're right. We don't need Derrick Henry. You got to remember, our running backs are splitting carries with their quarterback, and the quarterback's the RB1. It is what it is. That's the way they play. They need somebody to step in and make those plays to take the pressure off Josh here and there. We're not going to be a complete running team. We're not going to commit and run the ball 35 times a game. That's not our identity. That's not how we're built. That's not how we win. You know what I mean? The running game needs to be a complementary piece. So whether it's Singletary, Moss, or Cook that adds that piece, if not, Josh can do it his damn self. We've already seen it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let me read some of these comments in the comment section. Josh Allen is not better than Patrick Mahomes. So many people don't understand what defensive tackle is. Brad, again, we're going to get to that. We will get to that later on in the show, too, as we break down this Bills 31-10 victory over the LA Rams. All right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sick and tired of people saying that Patrick Mahomes is better. He's not. Like name like one thing that has Patrick Mahomes stiff armed. Has he hurdled over somebody?
Patrick Mahomes got a ring. That's the only thing that matters.
So
Mahomes has a ring. That's what they base it on.
So Timothy Lewis Jr. said Marcus will find another excuse to hate on Buffalo. Timothy, I don't think he hates on Buffalo. Let me just say this. I think Marcus is very hard on Buffalo because he sees the potential. I need to get that out the way right now. Does he come off like that? Do you get the illusion that he might be hating on them? Sure. But is he really hating on them? Nah. I just think Marcus sees a lot of potential in this team, which the Bills do have a lot of potential. And this is the year that they need to cash in and make it happen.
Yep.
Let's take one home. Let's let the Bills take one home. So there. Now, Ramona said the score did not reflect the whooping.
No, it should have been worse. It should have been worse.
Absolutely right. I agree with that. Marcus said you got to do it every week. Agree. Constant consistency matters. All right. NFL Top 100 doesn't say so. You know what? I'm gonna be honest, Marcus. The top 100 NFL 100. I wrote an article on the top.
That's the NFL Top 100. All right, who makes those lists? It's a popularity contest. NFL Top 100. Who's the top selling jersey in the NFL right now, Torch?
Josh Allen.
So if we're talking popularity contest, that's what it is. Like, what do these people base these stupid lists on? He's not in the top 15. Stupid. It's like Pro Football Focus, all their lists. It's like, what do you base it off of? You people are morons at Pro Football Focus. Like, you absolutely are.
Like, and I saw on YouTube the top 100, and Tom Brady's number 1. Like, really? Like, he's not.
If you're talking all time, then fine. But you're not talking about current right now quarterbacks. Tom Brady's not top 5 right now. Sorry.
Patrick Mahomes is like, in my opinion, Patrick Mahomes is number 2, and Josh is number 1, and I still don't know who number 3 is, but.
All right, Thomas Kelly said, Marcus Betts, come on, man. Really? To be real, they are both top-notch quarterbacks, but Josh is passing Mahomes these days. Pat peaked early. Josh is still growing and already at top elite level. Brad White asked, what about the Titans? We will talk about that later on in the show, Brad, as the Bills come back home for Monday Night Football on the 19th against the Titans. By the way, Rise Up Family, Challenger Community News, Stadium Rant, the whole 9 yards. We will be there. All right.
Let's see this year after it's all said and done. Let's see how Patrick Mahomes looks now that he doesn't have Tyreek Hill to throw those 3-yard out routes and watch him take it 70, 80 yards. All right. Let's see what happens when Patrick Mahomes doesn't have him in the arsenal. Granted, he's still got Kelsey. He's still got what the hell's the other dude's name? Mecole Hardman. He's still got them with that, which is fine. But those sweet little slant routes over the middle to Tyreek where he takes a 10-yard pass and turns it 80 is a lot of what Patrick Mahomes did. It was a lot of his stats and success. Is Mahomes good? Absolutely. Mahomes is fantastic. But you take that player off his field and you take that weapon off and send it to Miami. Let's see how those numbers look at the end of this year, Torch.
Let's see how Tua turn the ball over feels. That, like, as a matter of fact, let's see how Tyreek Hill feels after he gets underthrown or overthrown the ball 20, 30 times a game.
So Corey Williams said Bills is winning the Super Bowl. Marcus said, gotta win, my guy. Said Allen gets smoked every time he sees Mahomes. Mahomes without Hill will turn into Mason Rudolph. I don't agree with that, Timothy. But I don't think he will be the same. Right. Marcus said we've heard that the past 3 years. You got to do it. You got to win. And I'm in agreement with that. You got to win. We definitely have heard about the Bills, this and that and the third. But I think, once again, that the Bills are in business mode. And I've been saying it from the beginning, and I'll continue to keep saying it. The Buffalo Bills are in business mode. They do not care about what nobody's saying.
Nope. Them boys is focused.
Which I will get to that when we talk about Stephon Diggs in a minute too. All right. With the addition of Von Miller, it's game. If gotta do it. Okay. I'll read some more of these comments in a moment, but nevertheless, I want to talk about the wide receivers because I just mentioned Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs had 122 yards and a touchdown in this game. Gabe Davis 4 catches, 88 yards,
and a tutty,
a trip to pay dirt. Crowder also had 3 catches, 28 yards. Moss had 6 catches out of the backfield for 21 yards. I thought they were using Cook for that, but Moss did his thing. I think, Cook fumbled on his first joint. Got to settle him down.
All right, sit down, kid.
Settle down. We'll get you back in there. Isaiah McKenzie had 2 catches, 19 yards, and a touchdown. Devin Singletary, 2 catches, 14 yards. Dawson Knox, 1 catch, 5 yards. Now, when I said that they are in business mode, I mean just that, and I'm not playing. Legitimately, they are in business mode. So, got to read this real quick. Monster, I'm sure you saw this, and I think social media saw it too, where Rams Corner puts wide receiver Stephon Diggs on notice ahead of the season opener. Well, I'm actually going to play these clips. I'm going to play them both. Why not? Just to go back to, the game as it pertains to Jalen Ramsey running his mouth. So I got to play this.
Listen to Jalen Ramsey run his mouth, and then we can shit on him. I'm going to shit on him.
So we'll let that load up. And by the way, Stephon Diggs said what he had to say. So let's load this up real quick.
So that's what I'll talk about, like just the trust and belief I got in my teammates and myself and coaching staff and just our preparation and what we've been going through, how we've been grinding. Like that's what I'll boost that up. I'll talk about that for sure because I know we've been putting in that work.
All right, so let's hear that one more time.
Belief in what we do over here, to be honest. So I think we have the best of the best over here. So that's what I'll talk about, like just the trust and belief I got in my teammates and myself and coaching staff and just our preparation and what we've been going through, how we've been grinding.
Grinding. They went through the meat grinder.
They did
Thursday
preparations because
The stats didn't say so.
Jalen Ramsey did preparations because when I looked at what he gave against the Bills, 7 targets, 6 receptions, a perfect passer rating for Josh Allen, and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, interesting.
For the guy who just does this.
Like,
he just does this.
Live in a different space. Like I ain't a hater. You know what I'm saying? I ain't that kind of.
You hear Stephon Diggs early.
This stuff should not only push you, but like, really motivate you. You know what I'm saying? Those guys put in a lot of time and a lot of effort to get to where they were. And they were blessed to, get a ring. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's chasing one, you want that feeling. So I'm not a hater. I don't live in this space of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I just, you know what I'm saying? If anything, it'll motivate me and it'll inspire me to go even harder.
Which is funny because that's what you know. Because after he scored that touchdown, he jumped up and got in his face. He was chirping Ramsey the whole damn way. So I love that's the professionalism that you love. They're not going to ever tell us what they're saying to each other. That's why he's humble in the press conference. I use that as motivation. I don't talk about what other things say. I don't do this. I just use it as motivation. And then on the field, he's like, "Fuck yeah, I just smoked your ass. You the best, right? I just torched your ass." Like, you playing quarterback at all? Are you here? Are you here? Because me and my partner just torched you.
Yeah, so I'm going to be honest with you. It's funny because there was a play before the touchdown where Stephon Diggs almost had a touchdown and Jalen Ramsey's hand went out, knocked it off, and Jalen Ramsey kind of gave him the look. And you can see Stephon Diggs like,
damn well Diggs went right back down and said, throw it again.
One up. He was like, one up, gamesmanship, right? Later on in the show, what happens? Stephon Diggs gets behind him. I told you guys on the show, and I'm going to say this again, that zone corner scheme that Jalen Ramsey is so well at does not work with the most elite wide receivers in the league. Nope. It does not work. Watch how when Davante Adams plays against him, what he does to Jalen Ramsey. Watch how when Stephon Diggs plays against Jalen Ramsey. Watch what he does to him.
Gabe Davis torched him. You got torched by our number 2.
But these guys, once again, and yes, that's something else to be mentioned. He really didn't want no smoke with Diggs in that game at all. I'm watching corners. I'm like, who's this corner on Diggs? Why is Jalen Ramsey on somebody else? I'm like, yo, is that a part of the scheme? And then when Diggs was getting open early, when he had them 6 catches, it was like, okay, we got to switch. We'll put Ramsey on him. But I didn't do too much better either.
And guess what? Both of those times Jalen Ramsey got burned, like a lot of times. 2 of the times were like Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs. They both turned out to be like 80, like
it was 50 and
big gainers.
Yep.
Yeah, very big gainers, and they both turned out to be a touchdown or a touchdown by Diggs.
Oh, I am so happy. So guess what? While we sitting here talking, we have the guy joining us live from his studio at home in Texas. Marcus the Alphabets is on with us. Marcus, what's up?
What's going on? Look, I show up, win, lose, or draw. If the Bills had lost, I would have been up in here. I would have been saying stuff. Y'all won. I'm in here. That's the way we do it. Don't go into hiding when you lose. When you win, don't just come out gloating. When you lose, you got to show up too. I want to say outstanding win, dominant performance. Took them to the woodshed. I thought that the game could have. The score did not indicate how dominant of a performance it was. Not it was a straight to the woodshed. So I got to give them props on that. I was like, I'm watching my Texas Longhorns play the Bama, and I was like, I got to get on with my guys for a minute and jump up in here and face the music. So that's why I'm here.
No, Marcus, we appreciate that. I feel like this is going to be a great, phenomenal season for sports talk and journalism. This is just fun. You know what I mean? The bits and pieces that I put together was all in fun. Definitely. Everybody knows it. But Marcus may have a chance to be able to do that because if the Bills lose to a Jacksonville Jaguars team or a New York Jets team.
I won't hide those weeks. I'll show up like a man and take my licks and let Marcus give them as hard as he can because that's what we do. We here this week puffing our chest out, but it could be a very different story next week. So Marcus is absolutely right. Win, lose, or draw, show up like a man, puff your chest out if you win, or take your ass whooping if you lose. But either way, show up.
Well, I feel like I'm more humble about your face because I'm just excited for sports talk in general and in the season in general, what's going on as far as the Bills. Again, Stephon Diggs definitely had a hell of a game, 122 yards, like I said, again, in a touchdown, 8 catches.
Did I lose you? What's going on, everybody? I don't know where they're at right now. I'm still here. Can everybody hear me? I don't know where they're at right now.
All right.
Still here. There we go. Are y'all back?
Yeah, we here. So
okay, lost y'all for a minute.
Yeah, you got an echo in your joint. But
go ahead.
The slot receiver position. I'm already hearing talks about the Bills should go back and get Cole Beasley.
No, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. We needed Cole Beasley as a safety blanket for Josh's development.
Are you guys still there?
Free agent. Nobody else has signed him.
Well, with that being said, I like the answer to that because I'm in total agreement with that. Going to get Cole Beasley. I mean, would it help the team a little bit? Maybe his veteran leadership might help the team. Maybe he might have more yards than Isaiah McKenzie had in this game, or maybe he would have more yards than Crowder in this game. But it's about getting younger and developing the people you need to develop. Isaiah McKenzie needs to be a number 3 so that he can grow. Cole Beasley is a seasoned veteran in which he has had many of years of production.
NFL journeyman.
Right. So with that being said, you keep it the way it is. This is just week 1. And once again, this was against the Super Bowl champion Rams. All right. We're going to see what happens next week with that offense. Next week, I'm going to be honest with you. I see the offense doing even more than they did against the Rams. Against the Titans, Monday night.
I hope so.
At home. Listen, you can quote me. How about this? Put this as a clip. Ready? Put this as a clip. Josh Allen will throw for more than 300 yards against the Tennessee Titans. Number 1. Number 2, Josh Allen will match his touchdown total from last week to this week. He will throw 3 touchdowns in this game coming up. Now, with that being said, we got to talk about the defense some, though. All right. Tremont Edmonds had 10 tackles. Did he look better in game 1?
No, I still hate him.
Oh, God. Monster.
I still hate Tremaine Edmonds. I'm sorry. I don't like him. You're not going to convince me.
Tremaine Edmonds can save the world, and you still going to hate him.
And my grandmother could have wheels, and she'd be a bicycle. What are we talking about?
We talking about you don't believe in Edmonds.
I don't like him. I haven't liked him since we drafted him. Let me ask you this, Torch. Let me say this to you.
Go ahead.
The way the Buffalo Bills and Brandon Beane have done business is this, all right? Players that have come in, Josh Allen, he get an extension?
Of course.
Okay. Stephon Diggs performed. Stephon Diggs get an extension?
Of course, that's on the offensive side.
Dawson Knox, he performed. He get an extension?
Mm-hmm. All on the offensive side.
Okay. They're working on something with Jordan Poyer. Okay.
Working. Haven't.
They're working. They restructured his contract for this year. So he's not getting $500K. He's getting $2 million now guaranteed. Right. So they're working on it to keep him happy.
Okay.
Which player didn't they extend yet? You know what that tells me? They're still not sold on him. All these players around him, all this talent around him, and these pieces are getting extensions. Where is the money for Tremaine Edmonds? They're still not sold on him because they see the same shit that I see.
Well, all I'm going to say is this. I understand that Edmonds is not the greatest in every aspect. But Edmonds has put up all pro numbers. He's put up Pro Bowl numbers.
He's gonna get his chance to shine this week. He's gonna get his chance.
Watch this. Oh yeah. I was just gonna mention that, Marcus.
He's gonna get tested this week because he's gonna be basically standing face to face with Derrick Henry. So this is a great test for him.
Hold on, Marcus. Hold on. Well, let me finish this thought on Edmonds. As much as he may have issues at the mic position and some preferences, we may not like that he is not the best coverage guy. Fine and dandy. What I'm going to tell you is, though, you ain't finding too many younger 25-year-old mics who doing what Tremaine Edmonds is doing. And what I don't want to happen is that the Bills accidentally slip up and they let this dude go like a London Fletcher in the past, and then you end up eating oops berries because you done, oops, I made a mistake. Oops.
Always remember, sometimes you don't like a player, and I've been put in this position. You don't like a player right now. If you got just hypothetical situation, if you got rid of Edmonds, who are you going to replace him with? Who are you going to replace him with?
They don't have that answer now, Marcus, and I think that's why he's still on the team. Yeah, I think if they come up with a solvable solution to move Edmonds, I think they do. So like I said, the proof's in the pudding. While the numbers are there, it's the number one defense. He has a great supporting cast, and they've extended every single person they feel is a valuable asset to this point, except for him.
Well, Bill Parcells used to have a saying, and I totally agree with it. He said, you can't have steak everywhere. You cannot have all pros at every position. If you're generally, most teams, the way they're constructed, you have some teams that are defensive heavy. They pay all of their defensive players. Pittsburgh, all of their high paid players are over there. Or you had like the Kansas City Chiefs. All their high paid players were on the offensive side of the ball. It's really hard, especially in the salary cap age, to have stake at every position. You cannot have an all pro at every position. You got to have guys. What's our word, Torch? Serviceable.
Yep. Serviceable. Now, with that being said, after this serviceable butt whooping that the Buffalo Bills gave out, I want to talk more about the defense. Johnson had 9 tackles. Tremaine Edmonds had 10. Matt Milano had 7 tackles. Dane Jackson, 5 tackles in this game. Had a pass deflection too. Marcus. Do you believe a little bit more in the corners after what you've seen last week, or do you what's your evaluation on these corners? Because I remember you, and when I played it earlier, you said that they was going to get cooked.
Well, they did get cooked. Cooper Kupp had a field day. The issue was you still got to have a guy on the other side, and I think very early in the game you saw that the Rams were missing a guy, a speed element to their wide receiver core. You got to have a guy who threatens the field. Cooper Kupp was Cooper Kupp, and Allen Robinson was non-existent. So there'll be bigger tests to come. They did what they had to do. Like I say, what do you do to a tomato can? You kick it down the street. You let Cooper Kupp have his, and Allen Robinson was non-existent.
So my question is, did he really get cooked? Did they really get cooked? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Marcus. Before
13 catches, 120 yards. That's not. No.
So here's what I'm saying. Hold on. Let me get this all together.
Okay.
Cooper Kupp's last catch in garbage time was how many?
A lot.
Cooper Kupp's last catch in garbage time was how many yards, Marcus? We talk about garbage time a lot, right?
Yes.
that.
He had
So-
a good. I mean, he had a good game. He had.
So
a
wait
good
a minute.
game. But I believe that you have to have, as a wide receiver, you have to have a threat on the other side. We saw
Right,
how
but hold on.
we
I want to drive this point home.
Okay, go ahead.
His longest catch of the night,
Yeah,
28 yards in garbage time.
that's
Put him over 100.
Cooper Kupp is not a speed guy. That's not his game. Cooper Kupp is he's a possession wide receiver. He is not a deep threat. That's what he did. Cooper Kupp is a death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's what he is. He's not Randy Moss. He's not Calvin Johnson. He's not Stephon Diggs. He doesn't have the speed of a Stephon Diggs. Okay, so he did what he was supposed to do. What Cooper Kupp, what makes him good is when you have a guy on the other side who can stretch the field vertically. They missed that. You're going to have, again, it was an impressive.
What happened to Allen Robinson, though? I thought Robinson was.
Allen Robinson is not a speed guy. Allen Robinson is a big possession receiver. That's what he is. You cannot have a whole bunch of the same. You cannot have a whole bunch of the same type of players. For instance, the Bills a few years ago, when Josh Allen was coming in too, before you got Stephon Diggs, you had a bunch of small slot guys. You had John Brown. You had Cole Beasley. Those are not number one receivers. Now, they do have a number one receiver, but you have to have diversity in your wide receiver core. So
Well, here's the thing, though, Marcus. You believed in Allen Robinson, though, right? You believed in him.
He's a big possession receiver. And also,
right,
he's
I
coming.
want you to say that. I don't know. I want you to say that you believed in Allen Robinson. Say it. You believed in him.
I believe he'll have better days. I believe.
All right, you believe he'll have better days, but in this one, he didn't have better days. In this day, he had one catch, 12 yards.
There's clips of him on numerous routes taking 5 steps out and just stopping. Stopping. And that's his advanced route tree. But like you said, Marcus is absolutely right.
He is.
They missed Odell Beckham.
He is.
What I like to refer to Cooper Kupp, he's a route technician. He's not going to beat you over the top. He's a route technician.
Right.
Special.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So missing Odell over the top is what screws them.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I mean, stretch it.
I totally get it. You can't stretch out the field, but here's the thing. You still got to play the game. I mean, Allen Robinson, sir, you had rookie corners on you all night. Sir, Christian Benford was on him all night. You couldn't take care of Christian Benford. You couldn't handle Christian Benford. I don't want to hear these excuses. This is why I said that the best safety tandem in the league is who? Once again,
you definitely have the best. But I believe you have the best safety tandem in the league. But I believe down the road you will face better challenges with wide receiver cores when you face a team like the Vikings with a guy like Justin Jefferson. When you face a team like the Bengals with a guy like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, those are the tests that are coming up. I believe next week, I know y'all are probably going to get into the picks here. The Titans have no receivers. The Titans have no receivers. You all should have your corners should have a way. Your corners should have their way with them. I mean, they got Robert Woods and Treylon Burks. So again, I don't think that that's a legitimate test. In the next few weeks, when you play a team like the Dolphins, who have speed receivers that can get down the field, that will present another test. So styles make fights.
Oh, no, Marcus, the alphabets. Oh, no. I just got a video sent to me, Allen Robinson, and I'm just watching this crap. Whoa. Holy cow. Marcus, I'm going to send you this video after the show. I'm going to send, matter of fact, I might just put it on Twitter too. I might just retweet. Can you retweet? Can you send that? Yo.
I'm going to retweet it.
OMG. Allen Robinson don't look ready for football. Number one. And number two, Matthew Stafford, what was you looking at? Because even a couple of those routes, he's wide open. Even in doing the pity pat, 1, 2, 3. What in the what? Yeah,
I think something. People always kind of cover things up. I'm going to say something, and I don't want this. When I say this, I swear to you, I don't want this to diminish from the Bills' game, from the Bills' dominance. I think there's something. I think there's something the matter with Matthew Stafford. There was reports coming in. He didn't really push the ball down the field. I think that. I think that when you start talking about Tommy John, was it Tommy John surgery? Is that what it's called? I mean,
Yes,
that's what happened with Ben Roethlisberger while he was out that year. As a quarterback, you got to have your elbow. And another thing too, I think Cam Akers might be done from what I saw. But again, I don't want to take away.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it the same thing that happened to Andrew Luck? Andrew Luck eventually had that Tommy John.
Yes.
Like,
When you're with your elbow, and again, the Bills kicked their ass. Let's not venture off too far from that. But I saw some certain things, and you do what you're supposed to do. When a team is hobbling, I'm not giving you any mercy. I'm going to kick your teeth in nonetheless. But I think you did what you were supposed to do. But you win, you learn from it, and then you go. What did Goldberg used to say? Y'all are in the race. Who's next? That's what you do. You kick the tomato can down the road, and then who's next? You did.
So
what
you
were
saying the
supposed
LA Rams are tomato cans right now?
Right now, the Rams do not. They missed. They were missing certain players, and it really hurt them. It was very evident early in the game. And number one being Whitworth. They really missed Whitworth. When you miss your left tackle, I'm scared tomorrow. When you lose your left tackle, that's no joke. Especially when you have an elite edge.
You lose Beckham, you lose Von Miller, and you don't replace him with anybody.
So now I'll come out even more honest and tell you the reason why I really had the Bills and I mean I would have had the Bills winning this game anyway, just because I felt like the business mode of the Bills. I've watched it, I've been around it, I saw it. I'm gonna see it all season, but
Stafford was scared of the defense along with the injury.
Marcus, before you read that, I feel like I mentioned these things on the show.
Yeah,
Thursday. I mentioned Matthew Stafford elbow. I mentioned it.
I think Marcus said, what was the quote? He's going to show his ass.
Yeah, he showed his. I mean, Marcus said he showed his butt. Well, he showed his butt when he was on the ground 7 times.
And here's the bad thing for them. Here's the thing: what happens when you go all in? And I believe the Rams pushed all their chips to the table. I don't believe they have a first-round pick until 2024. I mean, you gave up first-round picks for Ramsey. You gave up first-round picks for Stafford. And, and yes, it's instant gratification. You put together a team like that, and it just goes to show, I believe that the way that you have continued success is the way the Patriots have done it the past 20 years and the way that the Buffalo Bills are doing right now. What you do is you draft well. Most of your talent right is homegrown. Huh?
I'm eating oops right now. I'm eating oops with what the Rams was eating after Thursday night games.
Homegrown talent. Because you just keep getting a whole bunch of mercenaries. Eventually, man, you run out of money. You drafted Josh Allen. You didn't draft Stephon Diggs, but that was a great trade for you. You drafted Gabe Davis. You drafted Gregory Rousseau. You go out and you draft very Dawson Knox. You drafted him, and then you add a few pieces up in there, and then you have continued success. So again,
let's talk more about this defense because I got to get to this point.
Okay,
we in the point of the show where we talking about the defense. Obviously, I know what this is. M&T Live at the Apollo, right here in the heart of the city.
Spectrum Cable, channel 1402.
Go get the app, Apollo Media Center Buffalo app. Go get it. Make sure you tune in every week. We're going to have this. It's going to be a whole lot of fun all year long. And I have to pick on Marcus a little bit more. Marcus, what happened with Jordan Phillips last night, sir? Thursday night. What happened to Jordan Phillips? What happened?
Once again. Mm-hmm. I believe that the Buffalo. I believe that again. I don't want to diminish what the Rams, what the Bills did to the Rams. It was a thorough ass whipping. I believe some of the losses that the Rams had, they came to the front and it showed. You lost your right guard and you lost your left tackle. There will be bigger tests down the road. You did what you were supposed to do. I'm still not sold. Look. They got rid of him after what, 2 years?
Got rid of who?
Phillips, right?
Okay.
Him and then Shaq Lawson didn't even play, did he? Shaq Lawson didn't play, right?
No, he didn't play yesterday. I mean, he didn't play Thursday. It feels like yesterday, though.
Yeah,
That would feel like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Listen, let me explain this once again about Jordan Phillips. Okay, Jordan Phillips in 2019 under Leslie Frazier's regime literally had the fourth best defense. The running defense was really good, and he had 9.5 sacks. And I mentioned the fact that you said, it was a couple years ago. You know, he went to Arizona. If he was so well, why didn't they keep him? Well, at the time, you have to remember that the Buffalo Bills was still fighting the salary cap at the time and couldn't afford what he wanted. So he went to Arizona. Jordan Phillips has always wanted to stay here. And this is what I tried to tell you. And Shaq Lawson, they always wanted to stay here. They got the bag and they came back. Why? Because the coaching matters. Shaq Lawson and Phillips and the Leslie Frazier tree matters. And you got to see it week 1 right here with LA. And I get it. I understand left tackle, right guard. But I will say this, that this is the NFL. Where you don't get too many excuses. Right?
No, you don't but again, we will see. We will see this week. Again, you got to do it every week. It was you started off great. You come out the gates great. Do it. You got to do it every week.
Let me ask you a question.
Hang on. I want to say one thing though, because and I appreciate you saying something a little while ago. You know, you're like, I want to make this perfectly known. I do not hate the Buffalo Bills, and I appreciate you saying that. I think you all have a great team. You have a Super Bowl caliber type team. My issue with the Buffalo Bills and Buffalo Bills fans is huffing and puffing. When you come out, last year you kicked it. You go to Kansas City, you kick the crap out of the Chiefs, and then you lose to the Patriots with Mac Jones throwing 3 times. You lose to the Titans. You lose to the Jaguars. You cannot come out, and you got to do it every week. And then once again, like I said, then you're nowhere. Not you guys, not my frenemies. But then no more jumping off the table. No more jumping off the tables. No more circling the wagons. And then I don't see anybody. Be right here. You had a great game. You came out. You went to LA SoFi Stadium. You kicked the crap out the Rams. Keep it up. You should play that bits. I think I explained that very well in my bits this week.
Yeah, you did. I will play that bits. I will at the end of the show. I promise. I will play that bits for everybody.
And I want to add one more thing too. Baby boy, you said how is Patrick Mahomes better than? How is he better than Josh Allen? It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that ring. You got to do it. You got to do it. Like Ric Flair says, to be the man, you got to beat the man. Patrick Mahomes right now right now is the man. He's a Super Bowl champion and he has a Super Bowl ring. And the past two playoffs, guess who he put out of the playoffs? You asking why he's better? Do you know who he put out the playoffs the past 2 playoff seasons?
The Bills.
Josh Allen.
So that's why he's better. I just wanted to respond to that. But I like this kid, man. He's got a lot of spunk. Monster, you training him early?
That's right. You got to take over. I'm getting too old for this kid.
Is this the football player right here?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna send you a mouthpiece, young man.
Nice.
Courtesy of the Alphabets Football Show. I'm gonna send you a designer battle mouthpiece. What you think about that?
No, thank you.
Thanks.
So you get it and it says Monster Sucks on it. I'm gonna send you this right here. Nice. That's the Why So Serious joint.
Yeah, that is nice. Very nice. By the way, Marcus the Alphabets is on with us right now. We are talking a little bit about the Bills. We don't want to spoil too much because tomorrow's show, we got Buffalo Bills edition to Rise Up Early, where we will get into it like in full detail. Now, with that being said, we are, out of time already.
We are out of time. Unfortunately, it's very time constraining doing this show, and
Time constraining.
we love doing it, but it's we could talk for hours. Let's be honest. If we didn't have shit to do in real life, we could just sit here and talk for hours, but we can't. But it's going to be a great year. There's going to be a lot of back and forth. Again, if you're watching at home, make sure you go follow the Alphabets page on Facebook. Marcus does a great job with Ramona Dye. Make sure you get over there. Follow Marcus. What you see is what you don't always get. Okay, that's what makes it good TV. People think that we hate each other. Marcus is a Bills hater. That's not what it is. We understand the business of what we're doing. It's sports entertainment. It's sports talk. We're going to give you the best product we can. So whatever you see on camera, just know behind the scenes, we're all really buddies. So just take that to the bank. Marcus still sucks, and so do the Cowboys, but I still love the guy.
Make sure you send me that address so I can send you this mouthpiece.
I can't be a huge Dallas hater this year because my two quarterbacks are Matt Stafford and Dax. So Stafford sits the bed with that elbow. I'm going to be rooting for the Cowboys a little bit. So,
well, I scored 69 points because I started Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Gabe Davis. So I got 69 points on my fantasy team. We're in the fantasy league where I'm just to get that out there. I like carrying that around. So send me that address so I can send you this mouthpiece in that Monster Sucks coffee mug, man. I'll get that right in the mail to you.
All right, I'll drop it to you.
Speaking of champs, man, you are right here again watching M&T Live at the Apollo with the sports champs of the world. Right here, later on, we'll be at UB or the UB home opener against Holy Cross. We'll be there covering that. We got a lot going on coming up this month. Oh my goodness, we got so much stuff going on.
It's gonna be a busy month.
We'll be covering everything. But nevertheless, shout out to Stadium Rant, Challenger News, Power 96.5, Woeful Sports. Shout out to the Apollo Media Center. Shout out to Saturday Night Buffalo. And first and foremost, shout out to the Rise Up family. We love y'all to death. Thank you for the support and love. There's another episode in the books. We did this
yeah. And tomorrow,
right here. Be right here.
Oh, and we ain't giving out no predictions until tomorrow, by the way. I know y'all probably wondering why we didn't give out predictions. We're not doing that till tomorrow.
Right. It's none of your business. Watch the show tomorrow.
Yeah, gotta save something for tomorrow.
Watch the show tomorrow. We'll give you our predictions. We'll go more in depth on the breakdown of the game for the previous week. Take a look ahead to King Henry and the Titans and what we need to do as a team and a game plan constructed to whip their ass.
The Teen Titans, by the way, and they probably gonna be eating oops berries coming up after Monday night too. All right, get ready. Oh, I will do this on this show. Before we go, Marcus, you ain't slick. We talked about Jordan Phillips. So Jordan Phillips had a sack and a half this past week.
Yes.
What will his sack total be come Monday night?
I don't think
it's 2.
I don't think he's going to have very many sacks because they don't throw the football. Sacks are opportunity. Sacks are a product of throwing the football, and we all know that Ryan Tannehill couldn't throw a beach ball into the ocean if you gave him 3 tries.
Well, guess what? I got Jordan Phillips getting 2
sacks. It's not out of he's not capable of doing it. I just don't think he'll have the opportunity to do it because I don't think that the Tennessee Titans are going to try to do what they always try to do, and that's try to play bully ball and run Derrick Henry down your throat. So I don't think he'll have the opportunity to have sacks like that. He might throw the ball less than 20 times in that game. So I don't really see the Titans trying to throw the ball. So
now if you go look at the film for when Jordan Phillips had his sack, as soon as he shreds that offensive lineman, Cam Akers is staring Jordan Phillips right in the face, and Cam Akers does this.
He
runs right by him. He wanted none of Jordan Phillips. He wanted none of him. He let his quarterback get.
Well, the difference between Cam Akers and Derrick Henry is about 50 pounds. I don't think Derrick Henry will be as intimidated. That's Jordan Phillips is still a very large human being, but I don't think Derrick Henry will be as intimidated as a 207-pound Cam Akers as compared to a 250-pound Derrick Henry.
All right, well, we're going to see. Again, you've been watching M&T Live at the Apollo. I've been eating Oops Berries, what the Rams been eating all week. I think I'm going to make the Oops Berries a thing. Every time the team
some Marcus Oops Berries for his horrible takes about this game.
I'm going to send you some Oops Berries, and I'm eating right through a Rise Up Family Cup, all right? Okay. Nevertheless, for Monster, for Link, for the Fire Starter, this has been another beautiful show.
Get y'all's pick sheets in. Alphabets Football Show. I'm giving away $100 of my hard-earned, semi-retired money to anybody.
You already owe me 20.
I just give away $80 because you own towards 20, so not a prize of $80.
Get those in. Make sure you get them in before the games tomorrow, or you won't get credit. And for people that didn't turn them in, even if you didn't have it on your sheet in before Thursday, you will not get credit for the Buffalo Bills win because you didn't have your sheet in. So get those sheets in.
Marcus, we need those 2 words.
Y'all have a good one. Enjoy college football the rest of the day. I know the Bills already played this week, but watch NFL football tomorrow and Monday night. And next week, we will see you.